All right, let's get right into it. Today we're going to unpack an idea that, honestly, could completely change how you experience your life. We're digging into the core of Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now, not just as some lofty philosophy, but as a real, practical guide to, well, to waking up.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever been having a perfectly good day? Everything's fine, and then, bam! Out of nowhere, a bad memory from years ago just pops into your head and tanks your whole mood. Yeah. Or maybe you start thinking about the future, and that little voice in your head just kicks in. You know the one. That same old loop of what-ifs and anxiety. This internal chatter, it's something we all have, and man, is it exhausting. It's where so much of our stress really comes from. And that's really the heart of it. We tend to think our problems are all out there, with our job, with other people. But the argument here is that the biggest battle, the one that actually decides if you're happy or not, is the one going on right inside your own mind.
So how do you even begin to fight a battle like that? Well, the first big idea is all about shifting your perspective. It's about realizing that you are not your mind. You are not that constant stream of thoughts. The book calls this core concept the watcher. Think about it. The watcher isn't your thoughts, your anxiety, or your emotions. It's the part of you that notices all of that stuff. It's that quiet, still awareness that's always in the background. So you're not sadness itself. You are the one who is aware of the feeling of sadness. And that right there is the million-dollar question. Who is the you that sees the thought? Realizing that the thinker and the observer are two different things, that's the big aha moment. The thought isn't you. You are just the space where the thought is happening. So what do you actually do? You don't fight the thoughts. You don't try to push them away. That actually makes them stronger. The key is to just watch them. Just observe them. Picture them like clouds drifting by in the sky. They appear, and then they disappear. And in that little gap between the thoughts, that's where you'll find a sense of peace.
Okay, so let's go a little deeper. Because beyond that everyday mind chatter, there's another force at play. It's something the book calls the pain body.
The best way to think of it is like this hidden collection of all your old, unresolved pain. Every heartbreak, every time you felt rejected, every failure that you never quite got over. It's all stored up. Most of the time it's dormant, just sleeping. But then something happens that triggers it, and it wakes up.
You ever have one of those moments where you totally overreact to something small, and later you're thinking, why on earth did I get so angry about that? Well, this is the explanation. The idea is that it wasn't really you reacting. It was your pain body waking up and just feasting on the negative energy of the new situation. It literally feeds on pain to survive.
And here is the tool to deal with it. It's a tiny change in how you talk, but it is a total game changer. When you say, I am angry, you've made that anger your identity. You are the anger. But if you just shift it and say, there is anger in me, suddenly you're the observer again. You've created a little bit of space. And in that space, the pain body starts to lose its power over you.
So we've got this chattering mind and this hungry pain body. And where do these two things love to hang out? They live in the one place our minds spend most of their time, the past and the future. They basically create a mental prison for us.
Now, there's a really key distinction here. There's clock time, which is practical. You needed to set an alarm to get to a meeting at 9 a.m. That's fine. But then there's psychological time, and that's the trap. That's when we're mentally stuck, either replaying old regrets from yesterday or stressing about all the things that might go wrong tomorrow. We're anywhere but here now. So who is the one trapped in this prison of psychological time? Well, that would be the ego. That's the false self, the story we tell ourselves about who we are, built out of our job titles, our possessions, and what we think other people think of us. The ego is totally addicted to comparison. It's always sizing people up, trying to figure out if it's better than or worse than someone else. That's how it defines itself. See, its sense of worth isn't internal. It's totally dependent on the outside world, on achievements, on success, on validation, which means it can never, ever be truly content because that game of comparison just never ends.
And finally, the ego loves drama. It especially loves a victim story. Conflict and problems make the ego feel important. They make it feel real. To the ego, peace is actually boring. It's a threat.
So, you've got the nonstop mind, the pain body, the ego, all of them working together to trap you in the past and the future. What's the escape route? There's only one. It's right here. It's the present moment. It's now. The now is the only place where all those illusions just dissolve. They have no power here.
Okay, this all sounds great, but let's be real. How do you actually get to the now when your mind is going a mile a minute? Well, thankfully, there are 3 very simple, very practical ways to get there. Think of them like doorways.
Okay, doorway number 1, your inner body. Just for a second, stop thinking and just feel. Feel the energy inside your hands, the aliveness in your feet. That feeling is always there and it's always happening right now. Doorway number 2 is your breath. You don't have to control it or change it. Just feel the sensation of the air coming in and going out. It's a constant rhythm that can only exist in the present. And the third doorway is acceptance. Just accept this moment exactly as it is. If you're stuck in traffic, fighting it in your head just creates suffering. If you just accept it, doesn't mean you have to like it. Just accept this is what's happening. Your mind calms down and you can act from a place of clarity, not anger.
So when you put all this together, it's not just a bunch of cool ideas to think about. It's really more of an invitation. Look, we've all heard the phrase live in the moment 1,000 times, right? It's become a cliche, but this is so much deeper than that. This is about waking up from the dream of your constant thoughts, the dream of your ego's story, the dream of your past pain. It's about finding the freedom that's already here, just buried under all that mental noise. So really, the final question is for you. The tools are incredibly simple, but the choice is profound. The next time you feel that wave of anxiety or anger start to rise, are you going to get lost in it again? Or are you going to hear it as an alarm clock, reminding you to come back to the present? Are you ready to